Welcome to Legends Remembered, a special tribute to the wrestling icons who shaped the sport and left an unforgettable legacy. Their passion and dedication continue to inspire fans worldwide. Today, we also bring you emotional news about CM Punk, whose recent situation has touched many hearts. Join us as we celebrate their lives through heartfelt memories and moving tributes. Subscribe to keep their stories alive and ensure their legacies are never forgotten. Edward Wiskowski, January 10th, 1945, January 23rd, 2025, was an American professional wrestler renowned for his work in the 1970s and 1980s, particularly for his portrayal of the villainous Colonel De Beers in the American Wrestling Association, AWA. Over the course of his career, Wiskowski wrestled under multiple monikers, including the Polish Prince and Easy Ed Wiskowski, before fully embracing the persona that would define his legacy in professional wrestling. Wiskowski's journey in wrestling began in 1972 when he was trained by two well-respected figures in the industry, Harley Race and Lord Littlebrook. He initially built his reputation in the Pacific Northwest Territory, where he became a major star. He gained widespread recognition as part of a formidable tag team with Playboy Buddy Rose, winning multiple championships and dominating the regional wrestling scene. His success extended beyond the United States, as he also competed in international promotions in Germany and Austria during the late 1970s and early 1980s. In 1975, he captured the Central States Heavyweight Championship, further solidifying his status as a skilled and adaptable competitor. After retiring from active competition, Wiskowski remained involved in the wrestling industry. From 2001 to 2006, he and his former tag team partner, Buddy Rose, operated a wrestling school in Portland, Oregon, where they trained aspiring wrestlers and shared their decades of experience with the next generation. Despite stepping away from the ring, his influence continued to be felt in the industry through those he mentored. Edward Wiskowski passed away on January 23rd, 2025, at the age of 80. His legacy is one of both wrestling excellence and controversy. As Colonel De Beers, he played a role that pushed the boundaries of wrestling storytelling, leaving behind a complex and debated mark on the industry. His career serves as a reminder of how professional wrestling has long blended athleticism with theatrical narratives that challenge, provoke, and captivate audiences. Kerry Von Erich, born on February 3, 1960, in Dallas, Texas, was a celebrated American professional wrestler whose athleticism, charisma, and undeniable presence made him a standout figure in the industry. As a proud member of the illustrious Von Erich wrestling dynasty, he carried the weight of a storied legacy, yet he forged his own path to superstardom. Making his professional debut in 1978, Kerry quickly captivated audiences with his remarkable in-ring abilities, impressive physique, and magnetic personality. Dubbed the modern-day warrior, he became synonymous with high-impact maneuvers and an electrifying style, punctuated by his devastating finishing move, the Tornado Punch. However, beneath the glitz and triumphs, Kerry grappled with profound personal struggles. The immense pressures of fame, combined with a history of substance abuse and the devastating losses of his brothers David and Mike, took a heavy toll on his spirit. Despite these hardships, he persevered, continuing to compete in renowned promotions such as World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Tragically, Kerry's life was cut short when he died by suicide at the age of 33. His passing sent shockwaves through the wrestling community, leaving an indelible mark on the sport. Though his journey was one of both triumph and tragedy, Kerry Von Erich's legacy endures, remembered for his contributions to wrestling, his enduring influence, and the hardships he faced as part of one of wrestling's most famous families. Andreas Ullmann, widely known by his ring name, Absolute Andy, was born on June 1st, 1983, in Krefeld, Germany. He is a distinguished professional wrestler, best recognised for his contributions to the European wrestling scene, particularly through his tenure with Westside Extreme Wrestling (WXW), Germany's leading wrestling promotion. Over the course of his career, Absolute Andy emerged as a pivotal figure in European wrestling, earning acclaim for his charisma, technical prowess, and the ability to engage audiences in both antagonist, heel, and protagonist babyface roles. Andy's wrestling career commenced in the early 2000s, during which he swiftly established a formidable reputation within the German independent circuit. His persona, Absolute Andy, was defined by an amalgamation of arrogance, confidence, and theatrical flair, distinguishing him as a compelling performer. His in-ring repertoire seamlessly combined technical wrestling, power-based maneuvers, and a keen understanding of psychological storytelling, enabling him to adapt to a diverse range of opponents and match styles. Beyond singles competition, Andy demonstrated considerable versatility in tag team wrestling, forging successful alliances with various partners. His adaptability and ability to complement different wrestling styles underscored his well-rounded skill set and enduring relevance within the industry. In addition to his in-ring contributions, Andy played a pivotal role in shaping the future of professional wrestling by mentoring and training emerging talent. His extensive knowledge and experience made him a respected figure within the wrestling community, ensuring his influence extended beyond his active career. Absolute Andy's legacy in European wrestling is marked by excellence, longevity, and an unwavering passion for the sport. His contributions to WXW and the broader wrestling landscape have left an indelible mark, solidifying his reputation as a key figure in elevating German wrestling to international prominence. Rocky Johnson, born on August 24, 1944, in Amherst, Nova Scotia, Canada, wasn't just the dad of the legendary Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was a true wrestling trailblazer in his own right. Starting his wrestling journey in the 1960s, Rocky hit the rings in both Canada and the US, quickly gaining a reputation for his charisma, athleticism, and unmatched energy. At a time when professional wrestling was dominated by a mostly white roster, Rocky became a shining example of what an African-American wrestler could achieve, breaking down barriers and making a major impact. The 1970s saw Rocky make waves in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he teamed up with fellow wrestler Tony Atlas. Together, they formed one of the first ever successful African-American tag teams. The dynamic duo went on to win the WWF World Tag Team Championship, marking a historic moment that echoed throughout the industry. With his smooth moves and explosive energy, Rocky was known for his agility, blending strength and speed to thrill fans all over the world. Even after his retirement in the 1990s, Rocky didn't hang up his boots for good. He remained a mentor to many young wrestlers, passing on his wisdom to the next generation, including his son, Dwayne, who would go on to become a superstar. Rocky's legacy lives on through his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2008, forever etched in the annals of wrestling history. Sadly, Rocky passed away at the age of 75, but his influence, passion, and contributions to the world of wrestling continue to inspire aspiring wrestlers everywhere. Bobo Brazil, born on July 10, 1924, in Little Rock, Arkansas, was a trailblazer in the world of professional wrestling. As one of the first African-American wrestlers to gain national fame, Brazil helped pave the way for future generations of wrestlers, all while breaking down barriers during a time when segregation was widespread. Starting his wrestling career in the late 1940s, Brazil quickly became a fan favourite thanks to his incredible athleticism, larger-than-life personality, and unique wrestling style that set him apart from others of his time. Unlike many wrestlers of the era, Brazil was known for his powerful build and high-flying moves, which added an exciting twist to his matches. One of Brazil's most famous moves was the Bobo Brazil Coco Butt, a headbutt that became his signature and left a lasting impression on both fans and his opponents. His combination of technical wrestling skills and flair for the dramatic made him a superstar wherever he went. Brazil won numerous championships throughout his career, including the prestigious NWA World Heavyweight Championship, making history as the first African American to hold that title. He worked for several major wrestling promotions, including the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he continued to electrify crowds with his exciting performances. Off the mat, Brazil was admired for his warm, approachable personality and his role in breaking racial barriers in the sport. His legacy continues to inspire wrestlers today, and in 1994, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing his place as one of the greatest to ever step into the ring. Chyna, born Joan Marie Laura on December 27, 1969, was nothing short of a trailblazer. She wasn't just a professional wrestler, she was a powerhouse, an actress, and a bodybuilder with a larger-than-life presence. Known as the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna's time in World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, revolutionized the sport. Standing a statuesque 5 feet 10 inches and boasting a strong athletic build, she proved that women could hold their own in a male-dominated world, taking on and defeating some of the toughest competitors in wrestling. Starting her career in the late 90s, Chyna quickly became a fan favorite thanks to her mix of raw strength, charisma, and undeniable athleticism. She was one of the key players in WWE's Attitude Era, an unforgettable time in wrestling history. Chyna's rivalries with some of the biggest stars, like Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho, kept fans on the edge of their seats. She made history by becoming the first woman ever to capture the Intercontinental Championship, a title that had previously been dominated by men, and she didn't stop there, also claiming the Women's Championship. But Chyna wasn't just about wrestling, she dabbled in acting, appearing on reality TV shows like The Surreal Life and Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. Like many stars, she faced her own personal battles, including struggles with addiction, but her legacy remains strong. She passed away at 46, but Chyna's impact on the wrestling world is everlasting. She inspired countless women to break down barriers and chase their dreams, forever remembered as a true icon in sports entertainment. Eddie Graham, born Edward Gossett on January 15, 1930, was a prominent professional wrestler and influential wrestling promoter, known for his in-ring skill and business acumen. Starting his wrestling career in the late 1940s, Graham quickly made a name for himself with his technical ability and charisma, eventually joining Vince McMahon Sr.'s Capital Wrestling Corporation, the precursor to WWE. Wrestling under the ring name Eddie Graham, he became a notable figure in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, with a tough persona and remarkable psychology that captivated audiences. In 1961, at the age of 31, Graham moved to Florida, where he would leave his most lasting impact. Teaming up with promoter Cowboy Luttrell, he transformed championship wrestling from Florida, CWF, into one of the most popular and respected wrestling territories in the United States. Graham's booking style emphasized realism and storytelling, making CWF a major influence on future wrestling promotions. His vision helped launch the careers of many wrestling legends, including Dusty Rhodes, Jack Briscoe, and Kevin Sullivan. Eddie Graham was a well-respected leader and president of the NWA for several years, where he championed wrestler safety and innovation. However, his personal life was marked by challenges, and he tragically passed away at the age of 55. His contributions to professional wrestling are widely celebrated, with a legacy that endures in the industry today. In 2008, Graham was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. honouring his impact on wrestling as both a wrestler and a promoter. Gorilla Monsoon, born Robert James Morella on June 4, 1937, in Rochester, New York, was a celebrated professional wrestler and commentator, known for his larger-than-life personality and significant contributions to the wrestling industry. Monsoon began his wrestling career in the 1950s, where he quickly made a name for himself with his impressive size and agility. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches and weighing over 400 pounds, he was a formidable competitor, primarily wrestling in the WWF, now WWE, during the 1970s and early 1980s. Throughout his in-ring career, Monsoon was a part of memorable feuds and rivalries, including notable matches against legends like Bruno Sammartino and Captain Lou Albano. He held several championships, including the WWF World Tag Team Championship, alongside his partner, Big Cat Ernie Ladd. After retiring from wrestling, Monsoon transitioned to a successful career as a commentator and broadcaster, where his distinctive voice and witty commentary became a staple of wrestling broadcasts. His partnership with Bobby the Brain Heenan created some of the most entertaining moments in wrestling history. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Monsoon was known for his kindness and generosity, often mentoring younger wrestlers from heart failure, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence the wrestling industry. In recognition of his contributions, Monsoon was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004, cementing his status as a true wrestling icon. CM Punk, one of the most controversial and polarizing figures in professional wrestling, has never been one to shy away from a fight, both in the ring and in his personal life. His legacy in WWE, Ring of Honor, ROH, and beyond has been built not only on his in-ring ability, but also on his unapologetic approach to the industry. From his rebellious persona to his famous pipe bomb promo, Punk has become an icon of defiance, resilience, and perseverance. However, like many elite athletes, CM Punk's career has been marred by a series of physical hardships. Injuries have been a constant throughout his journey, shaping not only his career, but also his approach to both wrestling and life outside the ring. This document seeks to provide a comprehensive look at CM Punk's injury history, from his early career in the Indies to his time in WWE, his brief MMA stint, and his AEW comeback. It will also address the rumours and misconceptions surrounding his health and provide clarity on the true impact of his injuries, early career, and the toll on his body. Before becoming the WWE champion, CM Punk was wrestling in the independent circuit, making his name in promotions like Ring of Honor, ROH, and other smaller, more hardcore environments. These promotions are known for pushing their wrestlers to their limits, often incorporating high-risk maneuvers and brutal encounters that put a significant strain on the body. For Punk, his dedication to his craft led to numerous injuries even before reaching the grand stage of WWE. In the early days of his career, Punk was known for working a hard-hitting style that often included brawls, ladder matches, and intense physical confrontations. While he was building his reputation as one of the most unique and technically gifted wrestlers of his generation, the physical toll from these matches was already beginning to take its toll on his body. Unlike many wrestlers, Punk rarely took time off to recover from injuries. Instead, he continued to push forward, maintaining a packed schedule despite his physical setbacks. While this dedication helped establish his work ethic and toughness, it would later contribute to more serious and lingering injuries that would impact his WWE career. CM Punk's WWE injury struggles. CM Punk's time in WWE was marked by his rise to the top, earning the WWE Championship and cementing his place as one of the most prominent wrestlers of his era. However, his tenure in WWE was also filled with numerous physical struggles and health issues, some of which became highly publicized. Knee and elbow issues. Throughout his WWE career, CM Punk dealt with recurring knee and elbow problems. The high-impact nature of professional wrestling, combined with the demands of a grueling travel schedule, put immense strain on his joints. His knee problems were particularly notable, as Punk suffered from strains, inflammation, and general discomfort in the knee area during several phases of his career. One of the more significant injuries occurred in late 2012 when Punk required knee surgery. This injury came at a particularly crucial time, as he was in the middle of one of the most historic reigns in WWE history, holding the WWE Championship for over 400 days. Despite the need for medical intervention, Punk was determined to return to action quickly and continued his title defense schedule. However, in later interviews, he admitted that he may have rushed his recovery and that decision would later have consequences. Punk also suffered from elbow issues that caused him great discomfort during his later years in WWE. His elbow problems were attributed to the years of wear and tear from the repetitive motion and high-impact moves typical in wrestling. These issues were not severe enough to cause significant absences, but contributed to the overall strain on his body. The staph infection controversy. Perhaps one of the most infamous health issues of CM Punk's WWE career was his battle with a staph infection. According to Punk, during his later years in WWE, he suffered from an undiagnosed staph infection that was overlooked by WWE's medical staff. A staph infection, particularly in a wrestler's body, can be a potentially serious condition if left untreated, and it is believed that Punk wrestled through considerable pain while dealing with this infection. In multiple interviews after leaving WWE, Punk claimed that the infection was initially misdiagnosed and ignored by the company's medical team, despite his growing discomfort. He eventually sought treatment from an independent doctor who was appalled at the fact that Punk had continued to wrestle with such a condition for weeks. According to Punk, the infection led to severe fatigue, discomfort, and complications that worsened over time. WWE denied any medical negligence, leading to a legal dispute between Punk and WWE's physician, Dr. Chris Amann. The lawsuit was ultimately resolved in Punk's favour, though the controversy surrounding the situation remained a black mark on his WWE career. While WWE's medical team did not admit fault, the staph infection saga remains one of the most talked about aspects of Punk's career, with many fans criticising the company for how the situation was handled. Injuries post-WWE, the MMA experiment and AEW setbacks. After his departure from WWE in 2014, CM Punk pursued a career in mixed martial arts, a transition that placed even greater physical demands on his body. While his foray into MMA was met with mixed results, with 2 losses in the UFC, the experience took its toll on Punk's physical well-being. Though Punk did not sustain any career-threatening injuries during his time in the UFC, the physical nature of MMA training, combined with his lack of experience, led to bruising, fatigue, and muscle strain. Despite the setbacks in MMA, Punk remained determined to continue competing and eventually made his return to professional wrestling in 2021 with AEW, All Elite Wrestling. However, his time back in the ring would not be without its own set of injury struggles. Broken foot injury in 2022. CM Punk's return to AEW was highly anticipated, with fans eager to see him back in action. However, shortly after winning the AEW World Championship in mid-2022, Punk suffered a significant injury to his foot. The injury forced him to relinquish the title temporarily, halting his momentum at a crucial time. After undergoing surgery and an extensive recovery process, Punk eventually made his comeback later that year. However, the injury had a noticeable impact on his in-ring style, with fans observing that Punk's movements appeared more cautious and deliberate than before. His foot injury, though not career-threatening, led to a slight adjustment in his wrestling approach as he adapted to the pain. Triceps tear at the 2024 Royal Rumble. The most recent and perhaps most serious injury of CM Punk's career came at the 2024 Royal Rumble when he tore his triceps during a match. A triceps tear is one of the most severe injuries a wrestler can sustain, as it significantly limits the mobility and strength of the arm. This injury required immediate surgery, and the recovery process was expected to keep Punk sidelined for an extended period. Given the severity of the injury, there has been widespread speculation about Punk's future in wrestling. His resilience is well known, and there have been updates indicating that he is determined to come back stronger than ever. However, the timeline for his recovery and return remains uncertain. Fans continue to await news about whether Punk will be able to return to the ring, or if this injury could potentially mark the end of his wrestling career. Separating rumours from reality. Throughout his career, CM Punk has been the subject of numerous rumours regarding his health. While some of these rumours are based on confirmed injuries, others have been purely speculative and exaggerated by fans and the media. Here, we aim to separate fact from fiction regarding Punk's physical condition. False rumour. Punk's career is over. Following his triceps tear in 2024, some reports prematurely claimed that CM Punk's wrestling career was effectively over. While the injury is severe, there has been no official confirmation from Punk or AEW that he intends to retire. Given his history of overcoming physical setbacks, it is likely that Punk will continue to pursue a return to the ring once he has fully healed, despite the gravity of this latest injury. False rumour. Punk suffers from chronic illness. Another rumour that has circulated about CM Punk is that he suffers from a chronic illness that affects his ability to wrestle. While Punk has been open about the mental and physical exhaustion he experienced during his time in WWE, there is no confirmed medical condition that would prevent him from wrestling. Punk has dealt with numerous injuries over the years, but these are not indicative of a chronic, career-ending illness. Confirmed, Punk's staph infection and triceps tier 2 injuries that have been confirmed throughout Punk's career are the staph infection he suffered during his WWE run and the torn triceps he experienced at the 2024 Royal Rumble. Both of these incidents had significant impacts on his career, but neither have ended his wrestling journey entirely. While these injuries were challenging, they are not reflective of any career-threatening conditions that would prevent Punk from making a return. Conclusion: CM Punk's enduring legacy. Despite injury struggles, CM Punk's career has been defined by much more than just his time in WWE or his infamous departure from the company in 2014. His legacy is also shaped by his ability to endure through injuries, push through pain, and maintain his dedication to his craft. Whether it was dealing with a staph infection, recovering from knee surgery, or bouncing back from his MMA defeats, Punk has repeatedly shown that he is not easily defeated, inside or outside the ring. Injuries have undoubtedly slowed him down at times, but they have never stopped him from continuing to pursue his passion for professional wrestling. While it remains unclear what the future holds for Punk after his triceps tear, one thing is certain: his impact on the wrestling industry is undeniable. Regardless of whether he returns to AEW or takes a step back from wrestling altogether, CM Punk's legacy will always be defined by his resilience and his ability to overcome the physical challenges that came his way.